Khan. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiam and Akwath. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son, the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. All right? And through the spirit, what I wanted to do, I just wanted to tap into this this brief live stream, pretty much giving warning, further warning to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. As we know, we're in beautiful times in the form of prophecy, being fulfilled and coming to pass, but very, very dangerous times. And for you Jake out there that are refusing to, hearken to the report, you refuse to dance. We're harping unto you, but you refuse to dance. And what you gotta understand is that, all right, there's no safe place for you, man. There's no safe place for you, all right, unless you're dwelling within the courts, all right, of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And hey, we're here to warn you and let you know, the times that are coming, all right, the times that are awaiting you, all right. And ultimately, Jacob's trouble, it's a part of the gospel. It's a part of the true doctrine, that the men of the Lord in the latter days, all right, will be bringing forth, man, whether you believe that or not. Now, through the Spirit, I have this article I wanted to tap into. I actually caught wind of it from the beloved Elder Adama, over here in GMS Boston. As you walk in, I'm not aware of, I'm in Boston. Needless to say, Elder Adama, did a lesson last night. I caught wind of it through the Spirit regarding, Boston is secretly, ICE is secretly planning to pretty much descend upon Boston. And the Boston's would be considered a safe haven or what have you, even though it doesn't have proper legislation regarding that. Boston doesn't have an agreement with federal agents to comply with them. All right, if they were to try and overtake a scenario in the form of ICE. But needless to say, I actually have some information on that. And again, I have an article that I got on behalf of the beloved Elder Adama. All right, and Lord willing, we're going to get into it through the Spirit. But hey, this is the reality. And excuse me, this incense blowing in my face, forgive me. Hey, but this is the reality of prophecy. All right, and the Wadi Bashim Yao Shai for allowing us to accept that reality, man. And we hope and pray that the Lord covers us, man. We hope, because there's no way around it. This is how the Lord's going to take one last proverbial swing, on Jake. And He's going to use Esau, his sword, to do it. As a matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. Bear with me. Aki. I'm in Akwath. And forget, it's early in the morning. I damn near just woke up. Cleaned up, prayed up. Got some hydration in me. I'm here. All right, this is the book, real quick. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, right? And I'm going to start at verse 8. And it reads, "Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished, bro." Okay? So a sword, what sword do you think this is? We know. All right, the sword of the Lord. All right, which is who? Let's go show you. It's Esau. Okay? Real quick. Let's just establish that point real quick. This is the book of Psalms, and this is a psalm of our beloved king, warrior, prophet David, man. All right, the father of Solomon. Check this out. The book of Psalms, chapter 17, and verse 13, it reads, "Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword," man. All right, and we always go back to Malachi 1 and 4, you know, standing on that precept as the proof, all right, that the wicked is Esau. The Lord puts a name on it, on the wicked. You see, it's evil Esau, Edom, that's proclaimed white man, woman, and child. This is why you see them doing what they're doing in real time. Okay, with this ICE regime, and they're descending upon Jake, the tribes. All right, here it is. You have these Asian, the Chinese nationalists. You got, you know, these Hamite, you know what I mean, immigrants or what have you, all these different nations, Elam, all over the place, bro. But why is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American the face of this ICE campaign, right? Because that's what it is. It's Jacob versus Esau. It's Jacob versus Esau. It's always been. Bear with me. All right, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, man. All right? So Esau, Edom, is the sword of the Lord, all right? He's the sword. Hey, Genesis, he wasn't blessed with the sword for nothing. Remember, Genesis, we're not going to go get it, but, you know, Genesis 27. Isaac blessed him with the sword and told him he'll live by it, right? So back in the book of Ezekiel 21 in verse 10, look, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Is it potty time, bro? Here it is. The Lord is preparing for massive death upon Jake. The Lord's going to descend upon you tribes, bro. And it's going to be so bad. Hey, the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Shem Shai, we're going to think the Lord's trying to do away with Jake, bro. All right, that's how bad it's going to be. That's how bad the Lord is going to stomp a mud hole into these niggas, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that refuse to repent. Right now in Minnesota, they're losing it right now. If I'm not mistaken, ICE is going door to door right now in Minnesota, bro. And what neighborhood do you think they're in? You already know. They're in Jake neighborhoods, bro. Why? Because it's of the Lord. The Lord's got his sights set on you niggas, man. And then when I say that, I'm talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? The time of Jacob's trouble the stage for Jacob's trouble is being set. All right? And it doesn't end with the ICE agents, bro. You know? It doesn't end with the ICE agents, man. Remember, them NATO troops are going to touch down, bro. Them boots are going to hit the ground, man. All right? Martial law is going to be declared, bro. That's only a matter of time. That's going to be the perfection of Jacob's trouble. You see? Let me continue on here, right? Let me read that again, right? Ezekiel 21 and 10. It is sharpened, right, to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter, all right? Should we then make mirth? It contenteth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and is furbished. The Lord keeps highlighting the fact that it's sharpened and furbished, bro. All right, this sword's going to cut like butter. All right, look it. It is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer, bro. Okay? You know, and ultimately, you know, Yahweh Shai is the slayer, bro. You know, controlling and exercising the sword, which is Esau. You see? Because Esau, remember, Esau can't do nothing without being handled and controlled and directed. Right? He's not of himself. Look at this. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, bro. All right? Listen, my people, the Lord's people. You, Jake, this sword that's furbished and sharpened, all right, that the Lord reiterated over and over and over again, is sharpened. Guess what? The Lord's saying what? It's going to come upon his people, man. All right? It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Right? Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, bro. All right, because it's going to be gruesome. We're going to think the Lord's trying to eradicate Jake. Right? And this is the time. This is going to be that time, bro. The time that you have certain so-called leaders of Israel saying that there's no such thing as that time. You got so-called leaders of Israel talking about Jacob's trouble is gay. Okay? But here it is, it's in the scriptures. And it's highlighted as a day, right? That should be great. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. As highlighted in Daniel 12, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, right? But he should be saved out of it. And how is he going to be saved out of it? All right, let's go there. Let's get that Daniel 12. All these precepts lay over each other, man. All right? Daniel was talking to the same thing. Look at, and at that time, what time? Time of Jacob's trouble. Listen, shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, which is talking to the elect. And there should be a time of trouble, just like we read in Jeremiah 30, such as never was since there was a nation, bro. Even to that same time. All right, why? Because knowledge has increased. Esau has weaponry, all right, that we have never seen before. All right, word on the street that he used some of it on Venezuela, which pretty much handicapped him. All right, we're about to see some crazy shit. And if the Lord's not dealing, if we don't have that divine intervention happen on behalf of our protection, then we're through. All right, we need the Lord, and this is what you, Jake, are gonna find out. Right? Are you gun toting, right? Banana clip gripping, right? Grenade having, all right? Dreadlock, crusty lip, gang banging niggas are gonna find out. You need the Lord. You ain't gonna be able to do this by yourself. All right, and all you Eves out there, I only know man. Or you gonna find out the hard way that you need a man of the Lord. You need a man of the Lord the whole time, right? The same man that you were rejecting and pushing to the side and delaying on, you know, never reaching back to, hey, there you have it. You're going to find out the hard way. Look, oh man, Jay, you have no idea what's about to happen. Look it. And there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Every one that should be found written in the book, bro. Okay? The ones that are going to be delivered is the elect. Okay, of the nation of Israel. All right, their names are written in the book of life you read about in Revelations. The elect are predestinated. All right, foreordained to be delivered, bro. And again, we always say and we always highlight it because it's the truth. Even through death. Even through death. Romans 8. All right, 1 Thessalonians 4. 1 Corinthians 15. Death can't separate us, man, from our lot. You know? See? So yeah, man, it's about to go down. Now, real quick, let's get this article real quick. And again, I got this via, you know, the beloved Elder Adama, you know, GMS Boston, or over here in Boston. I actually caught wind of this article. I was, again, watching the Elder's lesson last night before I went down. And, hey, hey, we got to sound the alarm. You Akiyam and Akwab got to know what's happening, you know, elsewhere. This didn't make national news. This is on the article. But now you know, right? So they're about to descend on Boston too. So check this out. Now, this is from Access Boston, right? Titled dated January 13, 2026. All right, couple days fresh off the press. Look at title reads, Boston quietly prepares for an ICE surge, bro. Okay? And that's where I got that thumbnail. All right? Boston quietly prepares, all right, for an ICE surge, bro. Okay? And let's go. We are excited. These are exciting times. This is what we need. We need all hell to break loose, bro. We need this, man. Okay? We need this, man. Second Ezra 4, right? This is a necessary evil. Let's go. All right, look at Boston City Hall is privately getting ready for a potential spike in immigration and customs enforcement activity. Why it matters, right? Even without a confirmed federal operation, the city's planning for the unthinkable, according to the mayor, Michelle Wu. Escalating tensions and violence in other cities are deepening anxieties within immigrant communities and worsening the friction between sanctuary communities and federal authorities. But again, I made the point because on paper, Boston's not necessarily a sanctuary city, but what deems it one. Matter of fact, I got some information. Let me jump out of here real quick. Now, what I did was I went to Google and I typed in, is Massachusetts a sanctuary state or what have you, or have sanctuary cities? And it says Massachusetts is often a sanctuary state. It's often considered a sanctuary state, right? It's a blue state, right? And ooh, do these people up here hide their hate? They're not like down south, right? Where they're open with it. Now up here, they fake it. They'll shake your hand, laugh in your face, and then call you a nigger, spick, or wetback right behind your back, right when you walk away. But anyway, look at Massachusetts is often considered a sanctuary state by some groups due to court rulings limiting local police holding individuals solely on federal immigration requests. But the state lacks a formal sanctuary law, okay? And officials like Governor Haley state it's not one. You see? So on paper, they're not one, right? Look at, while the federal government labels some Massachusetts cities as such for policies like the Trust Act, which is in Boston, highlighting the terms lack of a single definition. But look at, check this out. Court ruling of 2017, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court ruled that state law doesn't allow police to hold someone just because immigration and custom enforcement, which is ICE. Requests is without a warrant, a key factor in labeling it a sanctuary. So it's labeled a sanctuary, but on paper it's not. Look at no state law. That's why there's no state law, right? Unlike some states, Massachusetts doesn't have a specific sanctuary state law on the books. Okay, so you come on, man. It's gonna be easy for them to turn this thing upside down, man. It's gonna be easy for these ICE agents, these federal agents, to, do what they got to do, Because without, I mean, even if they did have a state law, I mean, you already see Esau's doubling down, right, on the Constitution. He's doubling down on everything he has established through his founding father. This nigga, that way he wouldn't even matter. So how much more not having a state law? Come on now. Look at local policies. Cities like Boston have the Trust Act, right, limiting cooperation with federal immigration enforcements. And that's the key word. It's limiting. So there's a limit. So there is going to be some level of cooperation, right? Look at leading the federal government to label them sanctuary cities. Again, this is just all word of mouth because there's no state law. Okay? Now, that's pretty much the point on that. So going back to this article real quick, right? Let me get a little more here. It says, let's see here. It says, Wu confirmed on WBUR this week that she is discussing enforcement scenarios with Boston police leadership. Her goal is to establish clear protocols to ensure local police resources are not co-opted into federal immigration efforts. And they're not going to have no control over that. All right, the federal government has superiority over them. Look at, Wu maintains that Boston police will not leak information to ICE. Yeah, right. A stance she views as crucial to maintaining community trust. That's not going to happen. Look at the big picture. Boston isn't alone in bracing on federal actions. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons has stated plans for a larger presence in Boston, promising more agents following disputes over sanctuary policies. And there are none. Okay? As we just proved, there's no law on the books. Okay? For any of these towns or cities being sanctuary places, bro. All right? There ain't nowhere for you niggas to hide, man. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Listen, man. Hey, look, we don't feel bad for you, really. You know, I want to be honest. I want to make that point. You know, we really don't. All right, here it is, from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, and even these various other camps. Even though they're going left. You know, in the form of IUIC and all these other camps, they are at least given the introduction to who you are. All right, that you're of Israel. You're the true Israelites. They're giving you that much, But you haven't listened to the men of the Lord from the true men of the Lord, bro. The report from the true men of the Lord. You have not listened. You have not hearkened. You haven't. You just continue to do your thing. Be rebellious, right? Scorn and scoff, talk your shit, right? Play your games. Listen, man. Now it's all coming back to bite you in your ass. You see? You think we were playing around? You think we out here playing around? We're talking about it's going to get bad out here, man? Not to mention, again, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been talking about this for decades, bro. Now it's coming to pass. Jake thought this was a game. See? Now the Lord is about to settle the score with you now. So we don't feel bad for you, bro. Listen, we chose our side. You got to choose sides. The Lord said a sword is sharpened and it's going to be upon his people. Okay? And we riding with that. We're with the Lord. Right? Continuing on. There's something else in this article I wanted to read real quick. Let me see. Bear with me. Let me see here. All right, here. Now check this out. It says threat level. It says activities or activists, Salakia. I cannot read this more. God damn. All right. It says activists, right, have staked out the Burlington ICE office for months. All right. And will likely be among the first to know of any major rollout, man. Right. So there's a Burlington ICE office. Right. Expect throngs of Massachusetts residents to demonstrate against ICE if a surge happens here. Definitely. Right? Look at the bottom line. While no operation has been officially confirmed, Boston is not waiting to find out. It is mobilizing now. And this is beautiful. The tensions are high amongst these Egyptians, bro. All right. Esau's descending upon Jake. Prophecies scream, man. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. This is beautiful, bro. Hey, the tension in West Asia, everything's moving. Prophecy's moving. It's moving. It's moving. The Lord got it moving. Right? 2008, mid-January of 2026. Prophecy screaming louder than it was towards the tail end of last year. Okay? That's not a coincidence, man. Hey, July 4th marks the 250th year. All right? Of Babylon the Great. All right? And you know what that means statistically. My man's on borrowed time. Look. But it's about to get real. I got to get out of here. Salaki, Aki, Aminakwa. Let me leave you with this real quick. All right. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 68. And it reads, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you," bro. Okay? And this is talking to the military, right? And we know in its perfection, the NATO is going to descend, but we're seeing this echo now. Okay? Because look what's happening with this ICE situation, man. They're shooting they're shooting snow bunnies in the head 3 times. You know what I mean? Now they're going door to door. Yo, bro, it's going down, man. Look at, man. If that's not a burning wrath of a great multitude, what is? Look at, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And that's, again, in its perfection, when them natal boots touch down, they're going to be throwing by the masses, you Jake, into concentration camps. Hey, some of us men of the Lord and women of the Lord are going to end up in these concentration camps, bro. That's all part of biblical prophecy. But guess what? The Lord's going to be ministering unto us, man. You see, the Lord's going to be comforting us. We understand why we're there. And the Lord's going to be doing great miracles, too. Great miracles are going to pop off in these scenarios, man. You better believe it. Didn't Peter get broke out of prison, man? He was surrounded by Roman centurions, man. Come on now. We gotta meditate on these scriptures. Look at, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Right? You agree with Esau, you decide to take his chip. Because again, when it says you're gonna be idle with things offered unto idols, you're gonna be in these detention centers. Right? Ultimately, Esau is gonna offer you that idol. All right, which is that chip. All right, and a lot of you are gonna consent. That's why it says this. And they that consent unto them should be had in derision. You're gonna be the laughing stock at the end of the day, right? And in reproach and trodden underfoot. You're gonna die with a chip in you. You're gonna try to seek to save your life, but you're gonna lose it, right? And those of us that lose our lives are gonna save it through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, bro. All right, so there's going to be an insurrection. There's going to be uproars against those that fear the Lord, bro. All right, and hey, even though you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you err in the spirit. All right, you got a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge. Hey, you fall into this category, bro. All right, because at the end of the day, you're going to be leaning on JC, and he ain't going to help you, right? He ain't going to help you. Look at. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. Who? These soldiers, bro. But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And this is Jacob's trouble in his perfection right here. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold and the fire. Because again, the elect is going to be in the midst of this. The elect is going to be in the midst. You see? But at the end of the day, they're going to be purified and made white. All right? Because through their trial, they're going to come out like that pure gold, bro. Pure gold. That's how they're going to end up coming out at the end of the day. You see? And they're going to call on the Lord's name, and the Lord's going to hear them and deliver them, man. All right? So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm just sounding the alarm on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai's holy mountain. Hey, we are in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. All right, it's not going to stop. It's not going to slow down. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there that you don't play and don't lie. Don't lie. You've heard this truth. You're on TikTok. Yeah, there was a little kid that rolled by the camp last week. Okay? We were setting up camp. Little kid, he was probably like 13. He rolled by the camp. He said, I seen you guys on TikTok. Me and the brother looked at each other like, see, Jake knows. Jake knows, and the Lord's doing this. You're going to have no excuse. So stop playing around. Repent. Turn back to your power while you still can. Stop all your bullshit. Repent. Get into this word. All right? Pray to the Lord to show you the truth. And lock in and walk that straight gate, bro. Clean up your spirit before it's too late, man. Before it's too late. Because, hey, man, listen. When the Lord sends the executioner, man, there ain't no turning back. All right, if you're not marked without the Wa, which is the mark of exemption, pursuant to Ezekiel 9, hey, you're gonna have that mark of judgment on you. Okay? So hey, repent, Jake, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Aki Amenakwath will edify, Lord willing, you were informed. Abaratazah, you were spiritually fed through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, I'll be back later. Abaratazah, if the Lord allows, Lord willing. And I'm going to leave it there, beloved Aki Amenakwath. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rachak, Kodash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, till next time, beloved Aki Amenakwath. Shalom.